Hello, I'm Raziel, and well, today was going to be a video about tactical rocks, believe it or not, but that video didn't turn out as I wished. So then I was going to talk about the new website. I quite like it, I have no issues with it, it's quite fun, it's quite simple. I think the biggest problem is that it's simple. So I have no issues with it, I can go through it quite quickly and quite easily, so I have no problems. So, let's talk about the Emperor. The Emperor of Mankind, of course, is a very old man. Even if you're watching this today, he's old. He'd still be around about, well over 2,000 years old. And he has lived through humanity's ups and downs, lefts and rights, roundabouts, and he is not a nice chap. Now, he also is, apparently, an atheist, which is weird because he knows gods exist. That's always weird that an atheist knows this. It kind of reminds me of Reed Richards meeting God, meeting gods for etc., and talking to people like Ghost Rider, and still being an atheist. It's kind of a weird thing. I mean, he's got to know that he can't be an atheist because he knows gods exist. It's weird. So anyway, so he is often regarded as a bad father, which is weird because yes, he has 21 sons. 9 decided to rebel. 9 decided to remain friendly, and 10 technically remained to... Okay, 10 rebelled because, of course, Alpharius and Omegon, but 9 stayed friendly. There was a whole hubbub about it. The good guys won. Sanguinius died. Dawn cried and put him on the Golden Throne. And, of course, you had the 2 that disappeared, and no one knows what happened to him. Well, the Emperor knows, and so does Malcador. But Malcador happens to be the contents of a vacuum bag right now after he got turned to dust. So, here we go. So the Emperor is, as I said, an old man, and he waited till like 30,000 years before he decided to do something to help humanity. I mean, he's a great big chap, he's very clever, and he decides to wait 30,000 years. And he goes, do you know what? This is the time to do it. So he creates his Primarchs. Well, first he creates his Thunder Warriors and his Primarchs. So he creates his Thunder Warriors and decides to overtake Earth. Earth, which is in an absolute state. The seas have boiled to nothing because of nuclear war. I don't know how that works either, but apparently it does. And he goes around beating everyone up. Or, people who decide to say, I don't want to take a thrashing from this guy and his psychotic soldiers. I think we'll be friends. And then you get things like mistakes, such as, the Imperial Fist coming from France. Well, to be fair, the Imperial Fist coming from France actually explains a lot about their victory and defeat rate. So, you have all that. And so he overthrows Earth with the Thunder Warriors. And the Thunder Warriors are like, yay, we've overdone it. And then he goes, you see these golden boys here? Yeah, we're just going to wreck you now. So he kills all the Thunder Warriors. Happy days. So the Thunder Warriors are dead, and the Custodes and the Emperor wins. Now, the Emperor hasn't left Earth yet, and what needs to happen is that the Earth is completely covered with warp storms, because the Emperor managed to upset some Chaos gods. The gods that he said that he doesn't believe in. He knows exists, but he doesn't believe they exist. So, he has upset them, and the Earth's covered in warp storms. This is about the time... Now, we've got to remember that, even though he technically swore fealty to 3 of them, because Slanesh hasn't been born yet, though the warp doesn't work like that. The warp works in a weird way. So he swore fealty, and they've decided to block Earth off, and Slanesh is not born yet, so he can't escape Earth with his, Custodes, and now he has created the Astartes as well. Now the Astartes are basically Thunder Warriors 2.0, but, a little bit more stable and can actually survive in space. So there's that. Now, where we got this bit here, what the Emperor was waiting for was the Eldari to start playing BDSM and, other fun things that are not family friendly, such as who stuck that knife in my back, is this my sister, and oh, where's my legs gone? And doing all this fun stuff, there's some Exarchites who decided to have none of this, and they leave the Eldari Empire. The Craftworld Eldari, who we all know are great, were the conspiracy theorists and going, no, stop, this is going to end badly. And then you had the normal Eldari who were like, you two are fun, you two are joy, you two are boring and we don't like you. killjoys, that's the word. You two are killjoys, and we don't want it to stop, so we're going to continue doing this. And the Carthage will go, yeah, now we're going to finish we're going to do what the Exodite's done, and we're going to leave. And the Eye of Terror opened up and destroyed the Eldari. We also, while the Eye of Terror opened up, the warp storms around Earth decided to go too. It just blew them away. So we now have the Eye of Terror and the Maelstrom. That's basically it. So the Emperor says, oh look, I can leave now. So he leaves. And he finds his first son, which is of course Horus. And they become really good buddies. And Horus saves him upon Armageddon, or Ulanor, which if you read the book is Ulanor, which we all know becomes Armageddon, as in the orcs are Armageddon get you. And so the Horus saves the Emperor there with the other sons. Well, Ulanor's quite later. So he gets his first son, Horus, and he gives him the Lunar Wolves, and they're like, yay, we're all buddies now. And next, of course, is the Space Wolves. So basically he gets all the Primarchs, and during the time of finding the Primarchs, he gets almost killed by the Orcs on Ulanor. Horus saves him. Horus becomes War Master, because this seems like a great idea. And finally, he finds the rest of the Primarchs, which is just before Ulanor, I think. And, everything's happy. And then Horus gets stabbed with a layer blade. This almost kills him. And rather than letting him die, this is a bit of a side note, but it needs to be mentioned. The Lunar Wolves go, well, who are now the sons of Horus, go, we need to save him any way we can, which is not a bad thing to do. And then someone who's completely trustworthy, the guy with all the tattoos on his face and bald head and, doesn't look at all suspicious, Erebus goes, I have a way. And this is using Chaos. So Chaos saves Horus. Horus then goes into this warp bit, which shows the future of all the statues. Well, it doesn't show all the statues. It shows the statues of the Loyalist Primarchs, of course, which doesn't show him. Now, he's not happy with this, obviously. So he's going, what is this? And then Sejanus, well, who he thinks is Sejanus, says, oh yes, the Emperor actually wants to be a god, even though he says he doesn't believe in gods and they don't exist. But no, he actually wants to be a god. This is the future that he wants. Now, what happens now is Magnus says, no, this is not what is really happening. This is actually that bold person who's called Erebus. It's him. This is only a future that would happen if certain things happen. We can prevent this. Horus, being of sound mind, apparently goes, I'm not going to listen to the other Primarch in the room, I'm going to listen to the bold idiot. And listens to him and starts his rebellion against the Emperor. Now, his first real step is a bit of a covert one. He gets the Space Wolves mission twisted from arrest Magnus to kill Magnus. And of course, this leads Magnus going into the to the warp after Prospero is attacked by the Space Wolves. So then, after that, if the van happens, and the Salamanders, the Iron Hands, are absolutely wrecked after being betrayed with a virus bomb. Fun fact, in the early lore, this actually stopped this form of exterminatus this made this form of exterminatus illegal, which is the using viruses to kill everything and then have a highly oxygenated planet just to fire a single shot to destroy it. So that's that. So Horus rebels and the Horus Heresy happens, and this ends up on the Vengeful Spirit, where Horus duels the Emperor. Well, what happens first is that the Horus drops his shield. The Emperor goes, oh, let's go up there. Sanguinius goes, I'm going to go with you, and Dawn says, I'll go with you as well. So they go around, but they get split up on the Vengeful Spirit. Now, what happens next is kind of weird, because Sanguinius finds Horus first and, goes, I'm going to wreck you. Sanguinius, by the way, at this point, is absolutely destroyed. He has a broken leg at least. He's absolutely wrecked because he's just taken on a Bloodthirster again. Kabanda, I believe it is. And, he gets killed by Horus. Horus strangles him with his talon. The Emperor comes in and sees what Horus has done to his brother and decides that enough is enough and goes after him. And during this battle, an Imperial Guardsman steps in the way and Horus just dissolves him, just done. Apparently this is Alanius Pius, though other people say it's Custodes. Oh, that's the last one. During this time, this duel is actually quite interesting because it shows one of the powers that the Emperor does have. He can cleanse chaos completely. This is not the first time we've seen this. We saw this in the War of the Webway, where he literally is an anathema to chaos. Chaos just dies, and when chaos dies, it dies completely. It doesn't get reborn in a warp, it's dead. And he cleans Horus of chaos, and Horus is like, oh no, what have I done? I'm so sad. And Emperor goes, yeah, no, I'm going to kill you. So, full blast of his energy, he kills Horus. Okay, Horus does turn bad again, and he kills the guardsman. This upsets the Emperor kills Horus, but the energy and the battle absolutely destroys the Emperor. Rogel Dawn, being the person that he is, finds the Emperor and is like, oh no, the Emperor's almost dead. So, oh wait, he's healing, so he's a perpetual, he can't die. Let's stick him on a place where he can't survive, and he just end up being in a place of status. He gets put on the Golden Throne. Golden Throne, which is now dusty with Malcador, has to be cleared off, so we get this dustpan and brush out, clear up Malcador, and then they put the Emperor on it. The Emperor apparently had a whole long shopping list of things that need to be done while put on this Golden Throne, such as his armour is now in all of Terminator armour. That Crucius Terminus is actually part of the Emperor's armour. And there you go. That's the Emperor's short history, and it's just a bit of an interesting video today. Like I said, I'm not doing Warhammer.com. I've done it. It's a simple website, that's the problem. I was going to talk about Tactical Rocks. I actually had a video on that. I just didn't like how it turned out. There you go. Have a video about the Emperor. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope to see you all again soon, and in tomorrow's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day. I'll see you all again soon. The links to Wayland Games is down below as always. If you wish to save some money on your Warhammer, there is up to 20% off and free delivery after £20. There is also Forbidden Planet for you geeks, comic stuff, all that cool stuff, you know, plushies, teddies, toys, etc. And there is my merchandise as well, cups, t-shirts, t-shirts, what else is there? My comic, my bag, there's a new bag as well, I've got to mention that one, and of course Patreon. But as always, treat yourself to something nice. You're going to support the channel either way. I'd rather you do that than just give me money. Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.